Okay, so today we are going to see how can we release our jar file to Nexus repository through Jenkins job. That is our task for today. So I'm just revising these settings which we already had discussed about in our previous sessions of Maven, where we had released the Jenkins jar, where we had released the calculator API jar, but that we used to do through manual execution of the Maven commands, right? So that time we had done these configurations. Let me just increase the font a bit and then we will revise these settings quickly, which we had already discussed about, and then we will go ahead with the with the job creation. So let me just increase the font. Okay, let me just increase the font for this XML also. Right now I had increased the font for Java editor, and now let me increase it for a regular editor. Text font, let me edit and perfect. So here we have got the settings. So when we will create our jar of this calculator API now, and when we will execute a deploy job or deploy goal, right? So that deploy goal should deploy our jar file to our Nexus repository. So for that we have configured a distribution management tag. Inside the distribution management tag we have configured repository tag. Inside the repository tag we have got the details of our repository. So the details are, we have got one ID. So this ID can be anything according to your team's understanding. So we have created a repository to release our calculator API artifact. So we have given it a name as Nexus release ID. Then we can, this again you can put anything here according to your understanding or naming conventions. So I have provided here Java lib repository. So ID, name, and here we have provided the URL of our Nexus repository which we had created initially. This is our repository, right? Then in the settings XML, now let me go to the settings XML here. So we have created here a settings XML. Inside the settings XML, in the last session we had configured our local repository. This we had configured, and now I have just configured this servers section. Servers, inside the servers we have got server. Inside server we have got the ID. So this ID here and this ID should match. Okay, and here we have provided the username and password of that user which has got the rights to push the artifacts to the repository. So I have configured the admin user credential for now, but we can configure any other user also. We had already seen this, how can we create different roles, how can we create different users, and how can we assign different permissions to the roles and those roles to the respective users. We have already seen this. So let me close this, and now what I'll do is, first of all I will check in this change to my Git repository. So let's log into our Git repository. So these recent changes are there in the POM XML mainly, and test cases have also been added, right? So let me log into my repository. Yeah, let me get the code. Okay, so we have already checked in few changes into our Git repository. So now let's check in this change, the current one. So what I'll do is I will open our Git repository. This is our Git. Let me go to the CMD. Let's enter into this directory and let's hit a command called git status just to see what are the new changes. Now we can see here that we have few new changes here. So mainly this POM XML we have, and then we have got this test suites, and mainly this functionality calculator API SRC test folder which has got this test cases on that additional functionality. So these are the files which are newly added, which are currently into the working directory stage. Now we need to put them into the staging area, right? So let's put them. So I'll say git add, and I would provide the test directory, right? So I have added it. Git status, let's do it. Yes, so we can see the test case file has been staged. Now I want to commit this POM XML also. Okay, so let's add the POM XML, as well as I want to commit this testng suite directory because it contains our testng suite. I'll show you what it has. Okay, let me go to testng suite XML, and for now I will remove this subtraction thing because we do not have a subtraction test cases as of now. We only have one functionality of addition. So I'm just putting this, and let's see this what we have here. Okay, so we have to modify this package name accordingly. So I'll just go and modify the package name, Control C and Control V. Correct. So this is the test tag. This is a testng suite file which has got a test tag in which we have defined our test cases for addition functionality, and this is the class of testng, and this XML of testng we have configured in our POM XML. Let's go to the POM XML and let's go to our this here Surefire plugin. So here for Surefire plugin we have defined this as our suite XML. So we need to check in this file also. So let's cls git status one more time and now let's add a POM XML first to a staging. Git status, perfect. So we have the git this POM XML added to the staging area. Now we want to add testng suite, right? So let's add so this subtraction functionality.java, I'll just take it out from the project for now because we are currently not talking about subtraction, right? So let me take that out from, sorry, just a second. Test subtraction functionality, I have already taken it out, I suppose, but let me just see. src test java, yeah, I have got only test addition, DevOps patch 1, patch 1, perfect. Okay, I think it is there in the here it is. So it is there in the git directory, that's why it is telling me to check in that. But let me take out of the git directory itself, git status. So yeah, so there is no Java file now which we need to check in. Okay, so we need the POM XML we have checked in. Then okay, we want to check in this now, test-ng suite folder. So let's add it into the staging area, git add and stage. So we have staged these files, git status. Good. Now let's check the branch. I am in git branch. So I am in PD branch. This is what also we had discussed that day, that a developer should always be checking in his changes into his own branch. Then he should push the branch and create a merge request. So let's commit the changes now. Git commit, and I'll say committing addition functionality test cases, and also we are committing changes in pom.xml having Maven repository configured. Okay, having Maven repository configured and test-ng suite configured in Surefire plugin. Okay, and check committing test-ng suite XML. So this is what my commit comment, and now let's push this branch up to the remote repository. Just a second, has no upstream branch. Okay, git push origin. Just a second, git push. Okay, so I have pushed the changes to my git repository. So let's go and check those changes. I'm in my git repository here. Let's scroll down. Let's go to the branch I have pushed the changes, PD branch. Right, and I have got my, see, this is my latest commit 1 minute ago. Now we need to create a merge request, because ultimately we want our build to be created from main branch and not the developer's own branch. So I will create a merge request now. So let me scroll down. I'll assign this to myself and delete source branch. I'll just check this, uncheck this, and I'll say create merge request. So I have created a merge request. So commits, so this is the commit, and let's see the details of the commit. So there are these many files we got changed. So POM XML, this suite XML, basically a Java file, a test case addition related Java file is there, and POM XML. These three files are part of this commit. So let's approve this. Let's scroll down and I'll approve, and now let's merge. Correct. So our changes are merged to the main branch. So let me go and check our main branch. Yes, perfect. So we have got it. Now let's go inside. Yes, so our TestNG suite is there now inside the, so this is what our commit message inside src, this test Java, this is our new commit, a test case, see, test addition functionality. Now we have committed our changes. Now let's create a job in Jenkins which will pull the changes and it will create a jar and will push it to our Nexus repository. So let's go here. Let's create a new one. So I will just rename this one. I'll go to the configure. Just a second. I will just go here. And rename. I'll say release calculator API local repository. Okay, and now let's create a new job, and we can, like, if there are like many of the things are going to be common in this job as well as the job which we had created, like credential entry, then even the git configuration, URL configuration which we had done. Only there are going to be few changes here and there. So instead of creating a job from scratch, we can create a copy of the existing one. So I'll just type the name. I'll just type a name here, release calculator API in Nexus. But I don't want to create this job from scratch. I want to create a copy of my old one, and we'll just, because a lot of things are common in this job, right, which we have already configured there, so there is no point in configuring it from scratch. We can do that though, but we have already discussed about those settings. So let's create a copy. So I'll say release, and I'll just mention the name of a job, copy of which I want to create. So what it will do is it will copy all the contents from this Jenkins job, and it will create a new one for me with the new name which I have provided here, and then I'll go inside it and I will do the required small modifications. So I'll just click OK. So now I am inside this new job created. Now it has already got everything configured, because this is a copy of the other job. See, this is what I was talking about. This has already been configured, right? So there is no point in creating it again from scratch. So URL is configured, our credentials are configured, then our branch name also has been configured here, main. Now let's scroll down, and here Maven also we have also provided, and let's change this Maven clean deploy. We want to deploy it, right? So I'll just change this. I'll save, and now let's build this job. So I'll say build now. See, it has started building it. Now currently in my repository I do not have anything. Let's go here, browse, and this, it is not having anything. Let's go to Jenkins, it is building the job. Let's check out the console logs. There is some failure out there. Okay, let me see. Okay, so it says that there is some issue here. Okay, that's fine. There are few tabs. Okay, let me just correct my settings XML. I just added few new settings right there, so there was some issue there. Let me go and edit. The indentation is not correct here. Okay, let me save, because this is the settings file we are using in our. Let me just correct the formatting also. Yes, correct. Okay, now where we have mentioned this settings XML, let me remind you, we had configured this when we had created our local repo job. Here Maven, here in the advanced, here we have defined the POM XML. Here just a second, settings XML, we had configured clean deploy POM, here settings file, and this is where we have defined our settings XML, in which we have defined all the required settings, local repo settings, and now a remote repo settings. Now let's save and let's build the job again. So we have started a second build. Let's go to the console. Okay, just a minute. Again, there is some issue with the settings XML. Let me
password closing is maybe.
Right, password, sorry, I missed that. Okay, so let's run a job, third build. Correct, now it has started. So it is executing the tests, and now build success it says. Now let's go and check our access repository. So here we have got the build. Okay, we have got the build 2.1 because in our POM XML, yeah, we have got that, right? So let me just go up and change the build to 1.0. Yeah, here version should be 1.0, and let's check in the change. So I'll say git status. I have changed the POM XML. Let me add it to staging. Let me say git commit. And from here what I'll do is, okay, that's fine, let it be here, git commit, and I'll say changed calculator API version to 1.0, and let's push the change. Let's go to the git let's create a merge request. Let's approve the change. Let's merge. And now let's build the job again. So currently we are triggering this job manually, but we can set it to get triggered from as soon as we will push any change now. So we want to run the job, right? So we will configure it in that way, but let's for now build it manually. So I have started building it. We can see here the build is in progress. Let's go and check the console output. Let's scroll down. Right, so build is success. Let's check the Nexus. See, here we have got the 1.0 version, this one. This is which I just released, and this, if we don't want, we can delete this 2.1. Let's delete this. Okay, 1.0 is our version. Now let's do few more changes now in our Jenkins job. Now I want Jenkins job to trigger as soon as I check in the change to the main branch. Okay, so let's go and create another job. So I'm just keeping all these jobs. I'm not modifying the existing one, just want to keep these different jobs. So I'll create a new one. I'll say release calculator API in Nexus auto trigger, and let's create a copy of existing one, Nexus. Let's click on OK. Now we just have to do one thing here, a small change in this advanced. Let me go down, not here, sorry, in the trigger basically. Let me go to the trigger, yes, and here I have to say poll SCM. Okay, so I have already mentioned this, that poll SCM means it will check the change. If there is any change to the Git repository to the defined branch, so it will keep on checking this after certain interval of time, right? So that interval we can define here, but this is what the poll SCM is. It will keep on checking if there is any change to the repository, and if there is any, it will trigger the build. So let's define a schedule. So if you go and check here, no, the help here, so this is the format we need to define our schedule in. Okay, so minute, hour, day of month, month, and day of week. Now what is this? Let's understand. So let's say I want to check this, whether, you know, I want Jenkins to check it every minute, every hour, say, and every month of every day of the month, every month, and every day of the week. If I want this kind of a setting, so you can see here star specify all valid values. So it will, if I just define there star 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 star, so star for a minute, star for hour, star for this, star for this, star for this, this will also work. But we can specify m dash n specifies a range of values. We will see this. How can we configure different values? How can we configure it to check every day, every hour and all that, right? So for now, see here, if I want to define like this every 15 minutes, so I'll say x/15 and then star star star. So I will just get this and I'll just change it to every 5 minutes. Okay, so every 5 minutes it will poll the SCM, and if it gets a change there, it will trigger the job. Let's see. I'll just save this and let's do some change in our code and push that change. So I will do one thing. I'll just simply change our version. Okay, let's get status. Now we have got the POM XML changed, so I'll say git add. I'll commit the change to 1.1 and I will push. Let me go to merge request. Sorry, let me go here and create a merge request. I'll merge. Now merge the change. Now let's wait. In next poll, it will get the change and it will trigger the job. Yeah, by the time someone has raised the hand, let me see. Yes. Okay. Right. So now let's wait. So for it to poll, and then as soon as it will get the change, it will trigger the job. Let's wait. See here, it says that the next poll is at 8:32. Okay, now at 8:32 it will poll. It defines it here. After every 5 minutes now it will poll. H/5 minutes. Now let's wait until our clock hits 8:32 and then it will poll. It will get the change and it will trigger the job. See, now it's at 32. Let's wait for a few more seconds and then it should start the job. Let me check the exact time. At 32:38 it is. Okay. See, it has triggered the job. you can see release in Nexus auto trigger. It has triggered the build. Correct. Now it is, the build is in execution. It has triggered it. Now I am not triggered it manually. It has triggered it because of that change, right? So let me see now. Yes, so the build 1 has been completed. Let's go and check the console output of it. So build is successful. Let's scroll down. So build is success, and now we should see the 1.1 library released here. See, we have got 1.1 released. 1.1, right? So this is 1.1. Now if I want to add now the new functionality, adding subtraction, I can add a new functionality and I can trigger a new build. So let's do that. So let's add subtraction functionality. Num1, let me just num2, correct. And now let's add our test cases. So I'll take the test case file, C:, this file. I'll just take this, Control X, calculator API, src test Java. Correct. So I have done the changes. I have also added a test case file. Let's do git status. Let's commit the files. So I'll commit this .java. I'll just stage it. So git add calculator.java. Then let's stage this also. Now we need to change the version also. So let me change the version in POM XML. So I'll say 2.0. Right, 2.0. And now let's stage a POM XML also. Let me stage these two files and I'll stage the POM later. Git status, and let's stage our POM XML, this one. And now let's commit the changes. Git commit and say committing subtraction functionality along with unit test cases. Let's push the change. Right, now let's push and let's go and create a merge request. Let me go to our Git repository and let's create a merge request. Let's scroll down and let's create a merge request. Let's scroll down. So it says that there are few conflicts, okay, right now, because in the main branch there was already a subtraction function was there, and now I am like the same lines have been modified because of my changes. Now let's go and click on this resolve conflicts. Here there are conflicts. Okay, here public int subtraction, this is my change, okay, and here this is already the change which is there in the main branch. So that's what the conflict is. So we have to select which one we want to accept. Now when does the conflict arise? Let's understand. When same line of code, there is some different version of that line or some different change, okay, or a different content, let's say for that line in the branch you are merging in, and different content exists for that same line in the branch you are merging, right? So merging the branch, the source and destination branch, basically if they have the different contents for the same lines, so it will tell us that there are the conflicts. So it is exactly telling us the conflict, right? So this is a change, our change, that is the change in the source branch, and there is change in the destination branch. So which one you want to keep? Okay, so I'll say both of them are same, so as of now we can say use ours, okay, and I will say see here, and let's use ours, and let's scroll down. Correct. Now let's scroll down, and now we can merge. Now there is no conflict, so let's merge it. So we have merged now. Now let's go to the Git. Let's go to the Jenkins and wait for the next poll. Let's check when the next poll is scheduled. Let's scroll down. Next poll is scheduled at 8:42, just 1 minute from now. So as soon as our clock hits 1:42 minutes 23 seconds, it will trigger the next build. Let's wait for our clock to hit that. So this is how we can change, we can push the branch, we can create the merge request, we can merge. So it's 8:42. Let's wait for another few seconds. So there was a conflict, right? So when does it arise? Like when there are different contents for the same line in two different branches, the source and destination. So you have to resolve the conflicts. You have to select any one of them which is actually creating the conflict, and then you can merge. Yeah. So now soon our job will start, a build will start. Let's wait. See, the build is in queue. release in Nexus auto trigger is in queue. Now it has started its execution. Let's go and check the console output. Now build is successful. Now let's check our Maven repository. We should have 2.0 released here. See, 2.0. We have got it. Right? So this is how we can create a new change. We can add that new change to the developer branch. Then developer push that change up. Then he creates the merge request and assigns that merge request to someone in the team. Then that person checks the changes, approves the change. While merging, if there are any conflicts, then he resolves the conflicts if required along with the developer who has done the change. And then he merges the code to the main branch. And then as soon as we merge, our Jenkins always keep polling for a new change. So as soon as it gets the new change, it triggers the build and we have got our build triggered.